Hi, I'm Anjana.
And I'm Maddie.
And today we are going to explain sulfur dioxide, also known as SO2. Sulfur dioxide has a bent shape. Its molecular geometry is bent. That means that it looks like this. Its bond angle is less than 120 degrees because of the repulsion due to it having a lone pair.
And the lone pair kind of broke off, so it's not here.
It's not here right now, but
it's there.
It's there
theoretically
in our hearts.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lone pair is two electrons that are on top of the central atom. And it is repulsive and decreases the bond angles towards less than 120 degrees as represented through bent shapes. And all bent shapes are polar because bent molecules are always polar. That was easy to explain.
So this is sulfur dioxide. And
yeah, this is the Lewis structure for it. So
since sulfur and oxygen are both chalcogens, they both have a total of 6 valence electrons, but since there are 2 oxygens, there are 12 oxygen electrons, so that adds up to 18 electrons in total. Therefore, so what you start off doing is you do S, and then you make the little lines, your bonds, and then you put 2 O's, and then you fill the O's up with 8 electrons. But then
and each bond represents 2 electrons.
Oh yeah, duh. And then you realize that sulfur is not full.
Not full.
Yes,
it's unsatisfied.
It's hungry.
It's hungry
for electrons. There we go. And so the oxygen has to share because it does that. And that's why this double bond was created. And there's the little lone pair right up there. You see it? Oh, darn it, I'm going the wrong way. There. Boom.
We make great teachers.
Once again, hello. Oh, my teeth look really straight. Okay, here we go. So this is our polyatomic ion, and it is sulfate, SO4, with a charge of -2. And there are 6 valence electrons in sulfur, and there are 6 valence electrons in oxygen, according to the periodic table. But there are 4 oxygens in sulfate. This is so weird. Okay. Therefore, that adds up to 30 electrons in total, plus another 2 because the charge is -2. Therefore, it's 32 electrons. And so this is the Lewis structure. And you see, we have our central atom and our 4 oxygens surrounding sulfur. And they each have 6 electrons, but the bond is 2. So it's 8. So everyone's happy.
They all have 8.
Yeah, it's in a bracket.
Yeah, because of the charge.
Yeah, to show that it's -2. Wait, wrong hand.
-2.
Yeah.
So Maddie's going to talk about the Vesper theory, VSEPR. So yeah.
You want to hold?
Yeah.
The SO2.
SO2.
Okay, so the Vesper theory, VSEPR, also known as valence shell electron pair repulsion.
What a mouthful.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's a theory that states that electron pairs will orient themselves as far away as possible from each other to minimize repulsion. And that's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Now, let me talk about bonds. Not James Bond. I'm sorry.
Dang. 007 down the drain.
I actually like that movie, Skyfall.
Okay.
Okay, so covalent bonding. Well, it's a bond in which one or more pairs of electrons are shared by two atoms. So it's the sharing of electrons between a nonmetal and a nonmetal. And there's ionic bonding, which is the strongest bond, like strongest type of bond, and it's it's a bond in which one or more electrons from one atom are removed and attached to another atom, resulting in positive and negative ions, which can attract each other. So it's the transfer of electrons between a metal and a nonmetal. And then metallic bonding is the sharing of electrons by two metallic atoms. So a metal and a metal. Duh.
And those are our bonds. Yay. 120 degrees.
All right. So that was pretty much our video on chemistry stuff.
SO2.
I don't know what to call
Sulfur
it.
Dioxide.
Would it be
Molecular
bonds?
geometry and bonds and theories.
Geometry.
We covered a lot.
Yay.
Including math and science in one go. Dang. Yay, bloopers. Okay.
Bloopers!
And
I hated my thing.
it's bent because it's not straight. That's
Duh.
Bay.
I love
the
John Green.
Mongols.
That's Bay.
Okay, that's Bay.
This is ultimately Bay.
I want to pronounce it, babe.
Mike Wazowski.
Where am I?
Cool.
Hashtag pasty #1.
Hashtag brown #1. Are we stating the number of brown people? Or I hope you learned Maddie's bun can be a cone.
This is our poly.